Well, hello and welcome everybody on today's presentation. This is Claudia here and I am in Prague. I'm actually live from the Bitcoin Coffee in Prague and I hope you can all hear me loud and clearly. I unfortunately forgot my headset and there's no headsets here, so I wasn't really prepared for that. But welcome everybody on today's call. I know we have a lot of people from many places all over the world, and yes, it's football night as well over here. In fact, Germany's playing, so let's see how this goes. But again, welcome everybody. I see US is on the call. I hope you can all hear me. And we have people from the UK, Ireland, many people from different places. Wonderful. Well, let's get started with the presentation. We gonna go in the next 25 minutes. If the dog doesn't bark too loud here, we're gonna go in the next 25 minutes over Swissquote Global and of course talk about how to get daily paid in Bitcoin and how to accumulate gold and silver. We have our CEO on board, Bill Rowell. I believe he is back from Dubai. Yes, so let's have a great presentation. I just show you quickly the Bitcoin machine over there. So you see I'm at the right place at the right time, I guess. And so today we're going to show you how to get paid from cryptocurrency mining. We're going to show you how to make passive daily, weekly, and monthly income through the Swissquote Global affiliate system. And we're going to show you how to inflation-proof your money with gold and silver. Now, just briefly about the company and products and services and a little bit about the history of Swissquote Global. We, since over 10 years now, provide you with gold and silver, precious metals from the largest gold refinery, Argarius, out of Switzerland. So you can actually save in tangible gold and silver, or even get paid through our affiliate system. And you can do so and with Swissquote Global again and get your gold in physical grams and have it shipped to you if you convert it into collectibles. So we have bullion bars, etc., from as little as 2.97 above spot. We mine through a company, Genesis Mining, Bitcoin, and you can have select your payouts in the different altcoins. So you can basically get paid from mining with cryptocurrencies. Now we do have an affiliate revenue income stream where whenever you refer people to Swissquote Global, there are two ways to refer. One is for the customer and one is beginner affiliate, and you can earn either cryptocurrency mining commissions or you can actually earn commissions in US dollars from our affiliate revenue income stream system. And we do also for our affiliates, not for the customers, but for our affiliates. Once you say, hey, I want to join the business, I want to do that business, it's a worldwide business, and you want to transform your life really from the mindset to as well, of course, wealth. And then we do have a Swissquote Global Academy for you, where we have some of the most renowned coaches and speakers, authors, like Bob Proctor, Carolita Oliveros, who co-wrote the financial education system with Robert Kiyosaki. We have those guys facilitating programs for you so that you really transform your life. The man behind Swissquote Global, the man behind the vision, is Bill Rowell. He's on the call, as I said. He's the CEO and founder. And as he says, Swissquote Global is actually more than an opportunity. It is a system for building your own real wealth. And I hope I don't have too much background noise here. So, and if the slides are not moving, that is not good either. So let me just check here. But I guess I'm a little bit on this coffee place, so slides are moving a little bit slower than we actually think. Sometimes that is just the case. So I'll just see if they move a little bit. So I have to speak a little bit slower than actually my slides are moving here. But yeah, over here in this Bitcoin coffee shop, I cannot pay with Czech coronas. I cannot pay with US dollars or euros. No, they only accept payments in Litecoin and in Bitcoin. So I'm lucky I have my Trezor here with me, so I can actually pay these guys a little bit later on. Anyhow, so I think my slides are a little bit moving now, so I apologize if this goes a little bit slower today. As I said, the man behind the vision is Bill Rowell. You should see him right now here. Now, the history of Swissquote Global. Swissquote Global is a 10-year-old company, and Bill Rowell, he is a licensed precious metals dealer in the DMCC in Dubai. He has his license over there, and since 2016, through Genesis Mining, which you see here, we do cryptocurrency mining, and you see Bill here in one of these mining facilities, one of the largest mining facilities in Iceland. In fact, Genesis Mining is the largest cloud mining company in the world, meaning for cloud mining, so providing actually for you contracts. Right now we just have Bitcoin contracts, but they provide also different other contracts, but they're just right now sold out. But if you choose, as I said, you can get paid out in different currencies, not just Bitcoin, but also in Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, Dash, and Ethereum. Now, let's get started here. And I would like to ask yourself the question, imagine you had a system where you could generate residual income, gold, silver, and Bitcoin. How would that sound for you? How would it change actually your life? Well, we have a simple system, pretty simple. You join, you choose your plan, and you get started. It is pretty easy to share through our Swissquote Global app and, of course, our website. Of course, you've got to understand this is really important. Well, why should you own gold and silver? Why should you own cryptocurrency? Why should you even engage in that? For me, it was clear. I'm since 10 years in that because I never had really the understanding about what money is. And yes, we all work, and you work, I work, all the listeners here, we probably work, we receive some money. But what most people don't understand, we receive a money, a currency, be it the US dollar, be it the British pound, be it the euro, which is constantly losing its purchasing power. So constantly we actually have to earn more. Why? Because our paper money buys us less and less. Each and every year. In fact, in the 10 years that I'm with Swissquote Global now, already my money, my euro, has lost more than 50% of its purchasing power, more than that. So the question is, do you really make that much more? Do you really earn in paper currency each year that much? Then your products, of course, rise, and meaning you need more paper currency to buy? Probably not. And see, this is where Bitcoin, they call it, of course, the gold 2.0, but that is most, of course, certain for gold. Gold has held its value for thousands of years, and what matter is really not the buying price, but it's the purchasing power. And when we look at back in Roman times, of course, with an ounce of gold, you could actually buy yourself a good toga and a pair of leather sandals. Now, 100 years ago, with that same ounce of gold, you could still do the same. You could still buy yourself a beautiful, suit, in this case there, and a hat and shoes and so on. Yet also 100 years ago, you could buy 1 ounce of gold with 20 US dollars. Now, fast forward today to present times, well, probably in this coffee shop I'm here. So what we do, have, I'm here with my family. So we have apple juice and whatever we have. What else? We have a beer, we have a tea, and a water. So this $20, this $20, just doesn't buy me those 4 drinks. It doesn't. Yet, of course, if I would trade in the gold, the ounce of gold, I could easily buy myself a beautiful dress anywhere here in downtown Prague, anywhere in the world, in fact. So the $20 notes really doesn't buy us any more much. And so fast forward to Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin has many things which is similar, of course, to gold, and that is a store of value. Bitcoin, there's only 21 million Bitcoins about to be mined. In fact, most of them are already mined in circulation. There's over 17 million already in circulation. So there's less than 4 million left to be mined. And all the mining will be done until the year 2140. That means, of course, there's still some time left, but it's getting harder and harder to mine that Bitcoin. And so that's why you really have to get engaged eventually, because otherwise you're going to miss out, because either Bitcoin or gold will represent the future store value. Now, we don't want to make any claims or any things like that, but this is just basic facts on history. Now, gold, as you just saw, I don't have to explain more. You know, anywhere in the world, it will always buy you something. While, of course, Bitcoin is newer money. Bitcoin is only around now 8-9 years, but it is gaining more and more, of course, in the public, in the network. So it's building more shops are actually accepting it. And I'm going to do more touring throughout Europe to really show you that you can actually live on Bitcoin, that you can actually pay with Bitcoin anywhere you wish. So, of course, again, another slide here to make you understand really, while you're making less, meaning while you're earning your paper currency, and again, doesn't matter where you are. We have people even from Colombia on the call. If you earn your Colombian peso, I really don't care where you guys are from, but I mean, I care, but I mean, in terms of money, you will need to make more and more of that paper currency just to get by. Because when we look at here 1998, with $20, you could still, get a full shopping basket. Well, in 2005, it already looks different because you only have half of the shopping basket. And in 2018, well, as I said, you don't even buy 4 drinks here in Prague, which used to be really cheap, but it's not anymore. And in fact, did you know that in 1971, a $100 bill would actually buy you this beautiful, which you can get through Swissquote Global, this beautiful 100-gram Argo-Heraeus, that is the refinery which Swissquote Global uses, 100-gram fine gold, 99.99 bar. You could actually have bought that in 1971 with $100. Now, $100 today, what does $100 buy you? Certainly not 100 gram. It just buy you just 3%. It's just a little corner of that bar as you see here. And that is, again, just to show you that you got to do something different. You got to think differently. You got to make action. You got to really think like the wealthy think. And they certainly, all the rulers, empires, all the rich people, the very wealthy, the generational wealthy have always owned gold and silver. And many of the wealthy, they do own now Bitcoin. In fact, that's why in the Cayman Investment Forum, where the rich meet, they actually talked about either gold or Bitcoin will be its store of value. Now, you have 2 ways to join Swissquote Global, as I said in the beginning. One is being a customer, and that's you just want to purchase a product, you want to purchase gold or silver, or you want to purchase some mining contracts, or you can actually join as an affiliate, and that means you promote the products from Swissquote Global, and you're going to get paid through the marketing efforts you are actually doing. Now, a customer who purchased the products through an affiliate can actually, when he recommends to other customers, cannot build a network, meaning he can't build, he cannot get paid multiple layers, but the customer can recommend another customer and therefore get a commission paid when this other customer he recommends to buys a mining contract, he can get paid 2.5% in a mining contract in form of commission, which of course then pays the person on that mining contract. Now the affiliate is the person who promotes the products, again, as I said, and the affiliate can of course accumulate, store physical gold and silver. The customer can do that as well, and you can buy the gold and silver from as little as $25 onwards at a price over 2.97 of market spot. Yeah, and you can have it shipped as well to you if you ship to the country where you're in. And of course, it's not all countries we can ship to. We can ship to United States, Canada, this is not a problem. In most of the parts of the European Union, you can ship to, and Australasia should be no problem too. Now, the Bitcoin, these contracts which are pretty new, so we just have this since last week now. These new contracts, so all the new contracts which Swissquote Global is selling now through Genesis Mining, they are 5 years contracts, that meaning the contract time, unlikely the prior contracts sold. And again, I want to make this a statement here. All the people who had purchased prior contracts with Swissquote Global to the terms and condition back then, they cannot switch over to that new contract because it's different equipment, it's different machine, it's different maintenance, it's a different mining farm. So sometimes we get those questions: can they be switched over? Well, no, they cannot. You bought them to the conditions which you bought them. The new conditions for the new contracts purchased from a few days back to, of course, now. These are 5-year contracts, and they have a maintenance fee of 14 cents per terahash. So as you know, you purchase the contracts they are measured in gigahash or in terahash. That is the speed to what it mines you the Bitcoin. And so the smallest contract with us starts at 0.2 terahash for $57 US. And customers can purchase up to 5 terahash. They can buy the multiple contracts of 5 terahash. 5 terahash for 5 years would be $1,400, so they can buy as many contracts as they wish to. The affiliate, what it's new, the affiliate can purchase contracts up to 25 terahash per contract, which would cost you $6,875 US. And again, what the difference is to the prior contracts here is that these contracts, even though, let's say, right now we see there's a little bit of a downtrend in Bitcoin, so Bitcoin right now doesn't give you that great return which it just gave you a few months back or even a half year back. But again, this is volatility, which is normal. But right now, of course, we have a little bit of a downswing in the Bitcoin. Of course, when they change again, when it comes to the upswing again, then all your mining payouts you had prior, if you haven't sold the Bitcoin, then of course they automatically higher as well. So you will see a higher reward again. But what I was going to say is with that, if they become unprofitable, meaning the contracts will not get void, so the contracts will be there 5 years. So let's say the Bitcoin would become 4 years now, we would be in a bear market, it would be totally unprofitable. These contracts will still hold, and then let's say at the 5th year you're going to have a boom, a spike, crazy. Well, then of course it's going to pay you then, right? So this is just the terms and conditions, and Bill will talk a little bit later about that. So as you see, how does it work? It's pretty easy. You choose the contract, you get your hash power activated, and you start mining. And again, you see here your terms and condition, 5 years or 60 months. So the mining services will run for those 5 years, even in cases where the daily mining output falls below the maintenance fee. And this way, you will always have the potential to produce cryptocurrencies as market conditions do improve. And nobody, not Genesis, not me, not a crystal ball, nobody really can say how this condition will be. But what, of course, we know is of the 3 factors. So the mining difficulty, of course, we don't know. The Bitcoin versus US dollar exchange rate, we don't know. But the maintenance fee, which of course is set by Genesis, they can always see, and that's what they just did. They just lowered the maintenance fee to 14 cents. When we started out, it was 35 cents per terahash. It went below to 28 cents. It's now 14 cents per terahash. They can always improve on days costs. And so once you purchase those mining contracts, and depending on how much hash power you purchase, you got to then calculate to take off. So if you want to go to one of those calculators like AlexComp, CryptoCompare, then you just need to calculate the terahash, the fee, the 14 cents, which you need to take off, because these calculators, which are independent calculators, they don't have, of course, what the Genesis fee is. And I have here one, actually, this was just from last week. I haven't changed it yet, but this is just to show you. This was on the price on June 19th. Bitcoin was $6,725. So you see here, the Crypto Compare would give you the net per day. But of course, this is on a 25 terahash contract. But of course, there you would need to calculate 25 times the 14 cents, which would be the $3.50, which you could deduct from your fee if you want to calculate. Now Genesis, when you get it paid out to you, you already have it deducted. Okay, so let me go next. Now we have, of course, a global business. What makes us really different is we use social marketing, meaning when you like something, you refer us, and of course, you're going to get paid for those referrals instead of those big companies who do huge marketing campaigns where, basically you don't make nothing from it, you just buy expensive, and even though if you wear Nike or whatever brand, but they certainly don't give you a discount later on when you go or when you recommend it to your friends. And this is what social marketing does. Social marketing, you recommend something, and of course Swissquote Global pays you for recommendation. That's the most trusted form of marketing, which is word of mouth. And we have, once you get engaged as an affiliate, as a marketer, we have 6 ways to get started. 6 ways, so those are 6 entry packages. It's like owning your own franchise, so to speak, which you can then have a global business, and you can own that global business, and you can build that global business. As you see, I'm today in Czechoslovakia, so I'm in Prague today. I was yesterday in Germany. I'm going to go on a tour very soon to Australia. Then I'm going to go probably very soon to visit some friends in Mauritius. So I can just build my business anywhere I wish. I can just take it with me as long as I have some Wi-Fi. It's just easier. I don't need necessarily always Wi-Fi, but it just makes it way easier. But you have 6 ways to enter. So there's a small minor contract of $170 up to $5,000 business packages. Now, the first 2 packages, those are all one-time entry. The first 2 packages, they have each month after the first month, you have a $50 monthly membership. That is, of course, so that those commissions are also paid as you're getting product. And the Gold, Executive Miner, Ambassador, Platinum packages, they have a yearly membership which is already paid upfront for 1 year ahead, and next year to renew your affiliate business membership, you just pay $600 again, or $50 monthly. And you see in these different packages, of course, you have different contracts of gigahashes or terahashes, and gold and silver. We have 2 packages which don't have gold or silver, which is the miner and the executive miner. But of course, you can always add and buy more gold or silver, or just do it like myself. I just get more commissions, and those commissions I convert into more purchasing power for mining or more gold and silver. So you can get paid 9 different ways through Swissquote Global, 9 different ways that I'm not going to touch on because we have a great video which explains it all. I'm going to only touch on very briefly on the first 3 bonuses, and that's the retail bonus. Of course, every time you sell gold and silver as an affiliate, you're going to get paid 1% on that sale. Every time you sell hash power as an affiliate, as you see, there's a difference to a customer. The customer gets 2.5, the affiliate gets 5% on hash power. And the affiliate, every time the affiliate recommends to another affiliate, so brings another person on board who also wishes to build a business, on the package, on the enrolling package, he makes from $35 up to $500 fast start cash, which he can get paid out in Bitcoin, convert it into gold or silver, or just cash out in US dollars, or get paid out in Bitcoin, so however you wish. Then we do have the build to bedrock bonus. That is which I like to when I start a new person and I start that person, I want to get this person's quick money into his pocket, obviously. So let's say I would start you in this business. You told me, Claudia, yes, I like that. I want to build a business with that. I want to promote Bitcoin. I want to promote mining. I want to have gold or silver. I understood my money, my currency is losing its purchasing power. I got to do something. I have to have plan B. Then, of course, I work with that person and I say, look, all right, okay, so let's get you started. Let's get you equipped. Yes, let's get you the knowledge. Let's get you the education. If you recommend it with 3 people and they do exactly the same what I teach you now, well, then you're making an extra 435 straight away if you do it in your first 30 days in business. But if you help these 3, just as I help you walked away, and you help those 3 in their first 30 days to also do exactly what you did, you make another 810 plus the company gives you 200 additional because you did it in that time frame. That basically in your first 60 days in business, you're making $1,445 on top of what you do actually make with your mining, which is pretty awesome. And of course, we have commissions such as the uni-level bonus, which is the passive income, which I have built my business on for now 10 years. And that is very simple. You pay your gym membership where, yes, you get your body fit, but I don't think it's going to improve much your pocket, meaning your wealth. Well, here, if you have people on a $50 monthly membership and you build your network, you help those people grow, you educate them, you really work in a like-minded community, you can actually build up an amazing residual income where you get paid on a monthly basis, month by month, and you making more and more of this passive income. You see the different levels, you get paid up to 7 levels down. So let's say you work with 5, you help those 5 do exactly the same, and so on. Some amazing money which you can make. Now, this is great numbers. Maybe you do not that much. Maybe your people don't do much. Maybe you do more. Maybe you, like myself, I'm really working the business. I'm working it. I'm believing in it. I love it. I, of course, have converted, lots of my commissions into gold and silver, which doesn't lose its purchasing power. And of course, why would I not share it? Absolutely. So if you do the same, there's some pretty great money which you can make. Now, our business affiliate marketing or network marketing is called marketing. So you've got to actually do some work. You got to market. If you don't market, let's say you just want to do passive without doing nothing, you could get just engaged in the mining and have this as passive. But if you want to not just mine, if you also want to have gold or silver, if you also want to have an income in dollars, if you want to, have multiple sources of income, well, then this is the best way to market this product and services. So if you want to build cash flow, be paid to save in gold and silver and Bitcoin, well, your next step is to team up, join us, get started, and talk to the person who recommends you to this presentation. Most definitely talk to that person and get them on board, get them on a call, get them the question answered, and so that you can really help them make a wise decision. And with that, I invite you to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. And we have, I believe, our founder and CEO, Bill Raul, on the call, who is going to answer you some questions for you guys. So I know there's always some questions coming, and I hope you putting them in your box there in this channel, which you can type. So any questions, you guys welcome. And if we can address them, well, if you can answer them here, we answer them. If we can't, then just send them to contact@swissgoldglobal.com. So Bill, are you on the call? Yes, you are. Great to see you.
Hi, Claudia. I am, of course, and great to see you in beautiful Prague. It's many years since we've been there, isn't it? But what a great city that is. Very historical.
Yes, it's quite some time that we have been there. It was with Jelena and Glenn. We had some meetings here many years back.
Correct. Great meetings, actually. And if I remember correctly, are you in the Bitcoin Cafe where the man, one of the owners, actually has a has a chip inserted under his skin, and he actually scans. He actually scans for Bitcoin with the chip inserted in his skin, in his arm. Is that the place where you are? There's a YouTube video on it, actually.
I know, but I haven't seen him yet. So there's a lot of people here. They have a conference here today in the back room. So I haven't seen him yet, but yes, you're correct.
I just hope the chip didn't poison him. Anyway, it's an interesting concept, but yeah, it's great that you're there. So lots happening in the world of Bitcoin space, in cryptocurrency space these last months, and certainly right now, changing of contracts and different things. But maybe there's specific questions for me, Claudia, while you're there.
Yes, there's a question actually from Reggie coming. Reggie is asking, so the older contracts will continue as lifetime contracts till unprofitable, and the new will only be 60 months. Also, is here the, okay, this is the first question. Let's do the second after.
Okay. So the first question is regarding the old contracts. Okay, now the old contracts, depending on the time when you purchase a contract, would have had actually certain conditions to it, for example, certain maintenance fees. Now, when I look at the different maintenance fees which I have here, going back several years, they get up to over $1 per terahash, 90 cents, then they reduce to 70 cents, 50 cents. And when we first started mining in the later parts, or actually November 2016, it was 35 cents a terahash. That was the maintenance fee for those specific contracts. Now, those contracts that stayed at 35 cents until I think around about the middle of December. Then it reduced, I think, to 31 or 32 cents, and then until the end of January 2017, that changed to the current one, which was 28 cents a terahash. So we see right now the first contracts, which are 35 cents a terahash, they are not profitable right now. So what does that actually mean? So if you bought contracts in November, December 2016, first of all, congratulations, because I'm sure you made 3 or 4 times your amount of money. No question about that. We know, because I know what I had, and I don't know what Claudia's got, but I'm sure I know she had lots of contracts. And if you purchased in 2016, you got multiple times, probably 3 to 4 X factor back on your money without a doubt. So that's not a problem. Those contracts are not paying right now. Why? Because at the moment, the threshold return is around about 30 cents, a bit over 30 cents, where the difficulty rate is and where the exchange rate between Bitcoin and US dollar is right now, just roughly. So if you take off 35 cents, of course, it's not profitable, which means the mining farm can't pay you. Now that continues, it has to continue for 60 consecutive days. That happens, those contracts will void. But let's say on day 14 or day 12, that the Bitcoin contracts actually become profitable. What will actually happen is, let's say they become profitable for 1 or 2 days, and then they drop back out to be non-profitable. Well, it starts over again. The actual counter will start all over again from day 1, okay? Which is really, really fair. It's because what happens is that Genesis Mining will actually pay the operation. To keep everything going for 60 consecutive days. But any particular period in that 60 days becomes actually profitable, the counter will start over again, which is great news. Which means, okay, I think it's only since around about the 11th of June that the 35 cent contracts have become maintenance fee contracts, which date back to 2016, have become non-profitable. So right now there is a countdown on those now. We've primarily got 5 weeks to hopefully see this. Actually, not, we've got more than 5. We've got about 7 weeks. Hopefully, where it returns back to profitability, so the contracts survive. If it doesn't return to profitability in that period of time of 60 days, then they will be actually terminated. And that's how it happens for all the open-ended contracts. Now, what's exciting, of course, I mean, this is a new industry, of course. And when you go to these mining farms, I mean, the costs associated with running these farms is astronomical. You just don't have the mining rig. You have huge infrastructure to support these things. Now, obviously, as you know, the maintenance fees have been able to be reduced for a number of reasons. The mining chips got more advanced, the technology, the more consumption and the more volume of electricity that a large mining farm and leader like Genesis has, means they can structure better deals with the power supply companies, etc. And just better practices. You learn. It's a new industry, so you learn, you advance. Just like having an old iPhone, you advance each iPhone. It's getting better all the time, the efficiency and different things. This is really what Genesis is actually doing. But to have a 5-year fixed term contract with only a 14-cent terahash is really exceptional. I mean, I think most other companies must be just about, they wouldn't be making anything, because I know they're nowhere near as efficient as actually Genesis Mining. And we have to remember also, every 4 years, the Bitcoin payout, well, the mining actually halves. So at the moment, we only mine 1,800 Bitcoins each day. That's all that's ever mined. Okay, that's the size of the pie. Then in 2020, the size of the pie is going to halve again to only 900 Bitcoins for the following 4 years. Then after that, it'll reduce down to 450 Bitcoins per day 4 years later. So to have a fixed term contract where you know, if you believe in Bitcoin as an alternative currency, long term, these new mining contracts are absolutely fantastic. It means you're guaranteed to get 5 years, regardless of the halving of the mining in 2020 now, which means supply is going to get very, very reduced, because the supply is going to be halved, but the demand and the adoption is actually increasing all the time. So this is very, very exciting. We're very excited about these new contracts, and this was a very smart move by Genesis Mining.
Absolutely, Bill. And the question is, which is coming here from Reggie as well, and thank you for, of course, making this clear. And certainly, so I was one of those, people who bought in, of course, in November, in December. So I would say way more than 3%. So, or sorry, 3 times I made it back. It's just amazing. But anyhow, so Reggie is asking also, here in the US, if someone wants to a package, will they get a mining contract?
Reggie, that's a very good question. Technically, no. Okay, we still have to work. This is quite a complex change for us in such short notice. We were only notified in the last days, or actually it's a week now, that the US will stop mining service. With that said, I had a very good call with the chief compliance officer from Genesis Mining, and they are certainly going to be bringing mining back on for the USA. This is not a long-term situation. To them, it's a short-term situation, okay? And they want to be able to get this resolved as soon as possible. Because I mean, America is a dynamic market. It's a great market. We have many members in that part of the world, so it's actually nice to be able to support them. But we have to do it within the legal constraints. Now, you're probably referring to the cease and desist order that was put out. I don't know how many months ago it is now. Maybe it's 4 months ago. To this date, Swiss Gold Global has received nothing from the Attorney General's office from South Carolina. We were mentioned, we saw it on social media, so straight away we made action, of course, and we actually blocked the IP addresses from South Carolina in order to respect the wishes of the Attorney General, which you certainly have to do. And Genesis Mining received their cease and desist order, but us as a company, we've actually never received anything. But with that said, our legal team did respond to South Carolina Attorney General's office with an affidavit, which was notarized and apostilled. And so they have been served by us in response to them, and we also notified them we have not received any legal notice whatsoever from them. So we haven't heard anything, to be quite honest. But we don't want to, we understand the complexities of mining and cryptocurrency around the world, depending upon the domicile or the jurisdiction. It varies, and it's complex in the US. You've got 51 or 52 states, and it's changing from state to state. I think Claudia mentioned North Carolina just put out a statement in the last days saying they're very positive towards supporting cryptocurrency and going to be actually opening up and supporting regulation in that trend. Whereas you see its neighbour, South Carolina, having something else. So there's lots of uncertainties there, but I think over time this will be resolved as the market learns to accept that cryptocurrency is just another currency. Just like you have the Swiss franc, just like you have the US dollar, the euro. Well, Bitcoin is another currency. It's a peer-to-peer payment system, which is on a blockchain protocol, And the coin, the currency is actually Bitcoin. And I like to own different currencies, whether I have some gold and silver, whether I have US dollars, Australian dollars, Swiss franc, euro. Well, I also like to have some Bitcoin. I see that as a currency. And yes, the exchange rates of all these currencies are going to go up and down. Sometimes the US dollar will be stronger compared to gold. Sometimes it'll drop down. Sometimes the British pound will be stronger against the US dollar, and it'll vary. Well, Bitcoin, to me, is in that basket of currencies. And it's something that I want to particularly own because I believe in it, and I believe in it long term. But it's really key that you manage your risk. When you're dealing with currencies, if you want to think you're a trader or own different currencies, of course there's risk associated with this, okay? But I believe that what we have now, especially with these the last contracts, everyone's done exceptionally well. These new contracts, it's just nice. It gives you certainty. You know you have 5 years longevity, and you know exactly what the transparency of what the maintenance fee is, 14 cents. What we're mining for is Bitcoin. We are mining for a currency. Now, I know many of you are looking for the ROI, return on investment. We're not an investment company as such. We're not offering you investment advice. We're offering you mining services to mine for Bitcoin. And yes, if you compare that exchange rate to US dollar, of course it's favorable at sometimes, and sometimes it's not favorable. But in the end, you're still getting your Bitcoin mined for you. And this is really exciting, which is I want to get as many as possible because I see this as a very long-term generational trend.
Thank you, Bill. That's you basically nailed it there. And I would like to actually interview here some people, but I'm not sure how their English is. So it's really great. I mean, they have just some things going on here, great education, great events. I mean, that's just so many young people. It's just unbelievable. The Czech, they're really interested. But why are the Czech interested? Because remember, we had this one guy many years ago, Michael. His name is actually Michael Harrios. I got it back. And he said his grandmother was saving, in the Czech Corona. And she was saving from the month, of course, day he was born till his 18th birthday. But then, of course, they changed the currency over. And all of a sudden, all the money she had saved, and it was quite a lot from her pension and from, of course, your working years still, all of a sudden basically was wiped out. It wasn't worth nothing. I think he couldn't even buy a candy bar with that. Which is pretty hard. It is still, it's sort of, it gives you really like an emotional feeling. And so lots of the young Czech people here, they are just, they're fed up. They know they have lived, of course, their parents through the system, and they know the changes. So they are really embracing this Bitcoin, this cryptocurrency. They understand that they have to do something else here because otherwise they're gonna miss out, and they are certainly now with the technology on the brink of change, and so they don't want to miss out. They want to embrace it. They want to be on the edge of the of the change and of the shift which is happening, because there is a huge global shift happening. And it's just great to be here at those places and actually do and host those events, those meetings from these places, because that is, I believe, that is the future. You are right in time, and don't get discouraged. Sometimes, you see the price drops maybe on the crypto side. You got to be really in and engaged for not just the gain, but really about, with the gold and silver, we have been since 10 years educating people on why you have to have it, why you got to really diversify your portfolio, why you got to do things, why you have to have another income stream. And so now we've said it with Bitcoin, but this is not just because it's just not only the monetary aspect. This is a big aspect of it, but there's so many more aspects of it. For me, Bitcoin means freedom. Cryptocurrency such as gold does. I'm not sure about you. So yeah, I don't see any more questions, Bill, as of now. So thank you for being here. Thank you guys for being here as well. I apologize if slides didn't move in the beginning and it was a little bit loud. So, but I forgot my headset. Shouldn't do that. So if there's no more questions here, Bill, I'm not sure if you want to do some closing words. We don't want to drag it on too long. I know people are, at least in Europe, want to go and watch this football, which is starting soon.
Well, I think Central Europe I mean, Central Eastern Europe, parts of Asia, Latin America, I mean, these people have experienced currency depreciation, devaluation, big time. You know, people have lost people wiped out their complete savings. I mean, you just had a lot of interaction with people from, what's the name of the country in Latin America where you were, of course, it's on the news?
Venezuela and Colombia.
Venezuela. I mean, 500, 600, 700% inflation. This happened all through, of course, Eastern Central Europe in the 1990s. We even saw in the UK some of the banks closing its stores, and there was a rush on some of the banks. So these people, they know. I mean, coming from Australia, and probably coming from many people who are on this call from the West, we haven't experienced this really. We don't really get it. But you travel through these parts of the world, which I absolutely love these parts of the world. These people have a huge understanding. They have stories from their parents, stories from their grandparents. They understand gold, they understand silver. They understand the importance of having diversification in another currency. And to have a currency that's outside the central banking system, which is probably, excuse the word, screwed generations over many, many, many years, just wiped out people's wealth. I mean, they're going to embrace that very, very warmly, of course, because they trust it. It's decentralized. No one owns it. It's just smart. So I'm very excited for this part of the world, and that's why we call it Gold 2.0 as well. And looks like a very nice cafe, Claudia. That's one place I haven't been. I've been to Prague, of course, but I've never been to that particular cafe. But yeah, this is smart. Look at it. It looks very modern. It looks very, very... And I'm sure you can buy, they only accept Bitcoin for all their products and services, correct?
And Litecoin.
And Litecoin, yeah, and also a fantastic coin, yeah, very cool.
Absolutely. You've got to support
it's very large, actually.
Yeah, it's quite big. And then in the back, they have seminar rooms, so they're where they do the education and so on, which is really great.
Great. Well, maybe you're going to go on your present as well, are you?
Well, before I need to eat something, but afterwards, why not?
Okay. Well, there's no other questions. Again, thank you for hosting tonight's call, Claudia, from beautiful Prague in the Czech Republic, beautiful part of the world. And look forward to seeing everyone on the call on Tuesday. But are there any other questions before we close out, Claudia?
No more questions as I can see now. So thank you for all your listeners for of course watching your presentation. If you have any questions, please send them to contact@swissgoldglobal.com. That is contact@swissgoldglobal.com.
Okay, enjoy your football match, Claudia, and be safe and safe travels home.
My interest is not football, but Bitcoin. But thank you. And I wish all the listeners, of course, best of luck with their team, whatever they support. So.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.